Right, I think we are live. Let me just go live on the old TikTok as well. Let's go live on there. What is going on, people? Gosh, I've got so many things on this table, man. It's crazy. But what is going on, people? Welcome, welcome back. Welcome back to another edition of Life After 40. I am MJ. Hope you're having a good morning, good evening, good night, wherever you're watching from. People, if you can hear me, please let me know if you can hear me and see me, especially on YouTube. TikTok will usually good, but YouTube is a bit funny, man. So let me know if you can hear me and if you can see me. Give me that give me the HPL special, man. You know what I mean? Let me know. Give me the mic check 212. I never like doing these things and then it's like, something wrong. Hold on, let me just do something there. John Paul Harrington, what is good? What is good? Good evening, man. Good evening. How are you doing? Good to see you, man. Hopefully, you're having a good. What day is it today? Friday. I'm so used to doing these on a Saturday. I know I did the last one on a Friday, but it just feels the day feels like a Saturday anyway. But I hope you're good, man. Just give it a moment for people to get in. Oh, here we are. Here we are. What's going on? Rap. What's going on, Clayton, man? Rap to you, bro. Rap to you. Kiss student. What is good? And we also on a TikTok, man. So we see Rails. What is good there? Everybody, welcome, man. Good morning, good evening, good night, good afternoon, wherever you're watching this from. Hope you're doing good. Hope you're doing well. How's your week been? How's your week been, man? And also, where you watching me from? Is it just the UK or we're international again? Let me know. Over here, it's been a long rainy week in London. Man, I can't remember a week like this where it's just constantly rained over and over and over every day, all day, just rain, rain, rain. These are the times, man. Like you start deep in things and thinking, boy, like maybe I should leave. Maybe I should go to a different country, man. Like I can't stand it. It's depressing. I'm a very summery person. I'm a spring baby, but I like the summer. So I'm really not keen on the whole wet weather and things like that. But hey, man, you know what I mean. We try and keep the vibes up. We try and keep the vibes well. Um, Gigi, what is good, man? Hope you're doing good, Gigi. Welcome to the chat. Welcome everyone. How's your week been as well? Let me know how your week has been. What is going on with this? Okay, no, we're good. Let me know how your week has been as well, people. Let me know what kind of week have you had. A good week? Has it been a rough one? Has it been long? Has it been easy to deal with? Have you had issues from your manager? Working in a corporate world, the rat race? Have they been all over your back? You know what I'm saying? Renee, what is good, man? Is it Renee or Renee? Renee, I'm gonna call you Renee for now until you correct me otherwise. What is good? See you there on TikTok. Yeah, I just want to know, people at work, how has it been before we get started? And just let you know, um, yeah, man, we're gonna have a good stream today. The title of the stream today is "You Don't Belong Here, and That's Okay." Now, the title is interesting. It's a bit deep, but we're gonna go into it, many different facets of it, man. Even got slides. If you're watching us on YouTube, man, we've got some slides for you. So yeah, man, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be visual. Um, Again, I am also. Oh, hold on, what's this? Okay, we're good. Also, people, remember I post on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, man. So you're always gonna see me. So yeah, man, just keep it locked. And also on social media, I do my thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to trying to flood the algorithm because I don't know, man. The content that I put out, like I think a few people have said this as well. Some of the stuff that when we talk about these kind of subjects, man, I don't know. I don't think it gets the push that the other channels get. Also with the work stuff, man. I don't know if they like the whole constant berating of the 9 to 5, and then getting into spirituality. You know how they are with religion and Christianity in this, especially in this country, man. It's a bit crazy. Um, Clayton, maybe not for the stream, but I would love you to unpack the process. Unpack your process for video ideas. Do you script your videos, etc.? I script the ideas for my videos, so it literally comes to my head. How I do it is I'll be watching something or listening to something or just in the gym or whatever, and that video idea will come to me. And I get my WhatsApp, I get my phone, type the title of it in a WhatsApp, or a likely title, send it to myself. And then, when I'm filming, I look at the title. Okay, yeah, that's what I want to talk about. That's it. All I have is a title to go by. Other than that, I just go for it. Like, this is never scripted. Just, well, this is more planning. Like, I had slides and stuff like this. But yeah, that's kind of what I do there. People, you just coming in, welcome. I'm seeing fan coach Hamp. What is good law? Woodva Media. So if I said that wrong. Abby, Grateful Daily, Winfred Gondio. Hopefully I'm not butchering that name. Kai Finch says, long week, man. Done with this corporate thing. Boy, this corporate, the corporate work mode is crazy. People, the probably the next week's live stream is going to be devoted for the 9 to 5, because with my situation, we're coming to a conclusion. I won't say too much. I'll leave it to next week. But yeah, let's just say, like, if it's football in terms, man, a verbal agreement has been reached. Let's just say that a verbal agreement has been reached. And yeah, that's all I'm gonna say for now. But I think the next live stream, I think we're gonna center it around 9 to 5 in a corporate rat race. And yeah, I'm gonna include what's happening to me, because if you don't know, you'll know next week. It's crazy, but it's nearing the end of the conclusion. I think it should be done next week. So yeah, man. Crazy times, crazy times. But yeah, sorry, yeah, it's been a long day, man. Like, when you wake up as well, especially in England, you wake up and then it's raining and it's wet. It doesn't give you the best kind of ammunition to go out there and, you know what I mean, and do your thing. Do you know what I'm saying? That weather does affect a lot. Weather does affect a lot, man. Um, Tashaidis. Oh, I don't know if I'll butcher your name there, but welcome, Billie Jean. Billie Jean is not my lover. Anyway, Kevin, I'm ready, man. Been looking forward to it. Yeah, this is gonna be an interesting one, man. This is an interesting one. If you don't know, the title of today is gonna be "You Don't Belong Here," and that's okay. It's gonna be interesting. We'll start it in the next couple minutes, man. We just go through the comments first, and we'll start off in the next few minutes. Oh, as well, people, this is gonna be, as per usual, a call-in show. So if you want to talk about this subject, something else, want to talk to me about 9 to 5 or any issues you have, maybe you're neurodivergent in the 9 to 5 and you're struggling. Maybe you had an argument with your missus or your husband or whatever, man. Just call me up, man. Call me. Yeah, I mean, let me know. So yeah, we can talk about it. Also, your number has to be shown. No private numbers. We don't deal with that. Anyway, the number, if you want to call, is 07521 398 982. That is 07521 398 982. So you can call normally or via WhatsApp, man. The phone's going to be locked off for now until I do, get into the topic, and then we'll open up the phone lines and whatnot, man. Do you know what I'm saying? So we will begin in a couple minutes. Will 2001. Hi MJ, hope you're well. Finished my work full week at my new place. Oh yeah, okay. Nice to have a fresh start in the new year with new beginnings. Wish me luck. Good luck, man. How's it been? So it sounds like it's going well. Have you done the huddle, the team huddle, and done all that crap? And then they said, "Oh, you coming for a drink? You coming for one?" Is it off-site, or are you working remotely, or do you work in the office? Is it hybrid? Let me know. Respect. You keep it real. Thank you, Clayton. I try to, man. I try to. It's funny. Some of the comments are quite interesting. I reply to all the positive comments, man, as much as I can. And I just leave the negative comments. A lot of things being said, but man, we just leave that, man. We don't show no energy to that. You know what I'm saying? We just keep it moving. But you know what? To be honest, man, as long as no one's offensive, if you got a negative comment about me, about my videos, about what I talk about, man, it's a free world. As long as you're like not rude or like offensive, man, I welcome anything. You won't see me block it. So anything like that is, if your comment's not, the best or not flattering, but it's not rude, I will never block that. If it's blocked, it's YouTube, because I don't really block comments actually. Juicy Thomas Town, dude. Good morning from Sydney, Australia. Woo woo. Okay, Sydney. You know what, man? I don't know about ever going to Australia, man. No offense to the country. I hear too many. I hear these blooming. You got koalas out there on a mad one, kangaroos posted up, kicking people. I've seen it on them channels, man. Them kangaroos are vicious, and I thought the koala bears were cool, but they're vicious too. Um, Plus, you got what's it, 24-hour flight? Yeah, nah. Man, I struggle with 2 hours. I'm a bit funny when it comes to planes. I get jittery in it. If a plane's coming, I'm holding on like, and I don't look out the window in it. I'm not confident on the plane. So doing 24 hours on a plane and then going there and dealing with them big ass snakes and spiders. Anyway, yeah. Sorry, I went on a tangent there. Sorry. So good morning from Sydney, Australia. I decided to leave the UK since it's almost certain reform will get in. Do you plan on staying, leaving? Not sure about your politics, bro, but not a Farage fan. Man, I'm not a fan of none of them, man. I'm not a fan. I remember like when Biden was in charge and I remember that Trump was there, and I was like, you know what, bring Trump in, man. Let's see what you can do. Like let's see what bring him in again and see. But he's coming in, it's the same old, and I was like, yeah, I just don't fall for it, man. All of it. I remember they were saying Trump's a savior, QAnon, and all that kind of stuff. That's a lot of rubbish. I don't trust any of them because no matter who you have in charge, that's what happens. The society, the structure always goes down. It worsens. So, but in regards to leaving the country, I'd love to. There's too many things I've got to take into consideration, family and all that, and just it's something I do think of, and I'm not saying never say never, but there's so many things you got to think about. Um, if you were of the world, it would love you as its own. Instead, the world hates you because you are not of the world. But I have chosen you out of the world. John Knight, yo, yeah, that's sick, man. That's actually alluding to some of the stuff I want to talk about, but that's real talk out there, real talk. Redundancy seems likely. Hopefully, I'm not screwed over with pay. I'm glad it's coming to end this hell. Boy, do I know what you're talking about there. Do I know what you're talking about there, man? Um, Happy Friday. I hate YouTube ads. Sorry, man. Look, it brings in the money, man. So sorry about that. But yeah, I can't say anything other than that. Um, I hope you're well, MJ. Much love, everyone. Happy New Year 2026. Happy New Year to yourself, man. Okay, we're gonna get started. We're gonna get started because it's about 12 minutes 50. I haven't actually started with the topic. Um, I'll just read these couple last comments. I'm just trying to see. Hold on, let me just I don't know if I'm just going through TikTok, man. Uh, so yeah, Aya, Melly, Thomas Venn, Ebony, Steph. What is good? What is good, man? What is good, people? So I'm just trying to see if you can see. Anyway, yeah, keep coming in, man. Keep coming in. Any comments you want to put in, put in. Politics divides the people. No politician can be trusted. They are puppets on the string. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to read two more comments and we're going to get into it, I promise. It's 4 days in the office, which takes time to adapt. I think it will revert to three at some point, I hope. Do you have weight? Wait, oh, do you have weight off your shoulders with your work situation? Well, there's weight off my shoulders, definitely weight off my shoulders. There's weight on my shoulders with the situation, but there's work off my shoulders at the same time. More will be revealed when I speak about it next week. Um, and I'll leave you this one now. Juzzy Thomas Town says, I remember you said your missus was from somewhere in Europe, can't remember where, but does it also mean you're eligible to live anywhere in the EU? I'd I'd be retiring in Spain eventually, to be honest. I don't even know. I even checked that, but yeah, she does. She does live in yeah, she is from Europe, Hungary, and I don't even know about all of that. I mean, that's a good point. I don't even know. I don't think so. I don't know because we're not married yet, so I don't know. Maybe we're married, yeah, but I don't know. Anyway, all right, I could go on and on and on, but listen, I'll come back to the comments in a sec, man. Let's start this because it's 14, nearly 15 minutes in. People have come here for for the show. So I want to talk about why you don't belong here, and that's okay. And I want to start it by sharing a Reddit. I like to go into Reddit actually. I find it nice to go into the live using like a Reddit um, a story or something, a comment that someone's put that relates to this. And I saw this because I was searching for something, and I saw this, and this is the question that a lot of people ask. So let me just share this. So hopefully you can see this now. If not, I'll just read it anyway. TikTok people, yeah, you're not seeing this, but I'll read it. So it says, anyone else feeling like they don't belong in this world? Anyone else feel like they are living in a time they don't belong in a society they don't understand? The older I get, the more I think about how people are just chasing money, some new product, clothes, cars, motorbikes, just material things. But it seems to me that these things are not important to me and never have been. What is important to me is to do what I enjoy and to be respectful of others and kind. I want to know the meaning of life, what is behind everything that happens. And when I try to talk to someone about this, if they don't feel maybe similarly, the argument I get is that I should surround myself with a bunch of people that I am being negative and I should move to a different planet. I wish I could, to be honest. But my point is not to find someone who can tell me the meaning of life. It's just that I find that 90% of the time people are dealing with things that don't matter in the end. Of course, money is important in our world to survive. So I can understand that with this one, but I don't think it's what makes people happy in the end. Everywhere I look, I see people pursuing something new. New car, new clothes, new phone, new place where they can take photo and get new likes, new restaurants, new concerts, etc., etc. And here I am, just want to live in peace and solitude, thinking all those things are really meaningless in the end. They just don't really matter. I want to know was I born? What what was before and is out there? If that's what makes sense, those people. What if that's what makes those people happy? That's fine. That's their life. But I guess I wanted to know if there are any more people like me who don't care about these things. Hopefully, someone here will understand what I mean and how I feel. And if you actually see, he had a lot of lot of messages about this, and yeah, he kind of comes back into the Reddit chat thanking people. So um yeah, anyone else feeling like they don't belong in this world? So let me just say this: does anyone else feel like they are living in a time they don't belong in? You know, when they call you an old soul, when you talk about things or don't engage in certain things other people talk about your age. In a society they don't understand. The older I get personally, the more I think about how people are just chasing money, just like this guy. Some new product and clothes, the same thing. I think the same thing as this person. But let me start by saying, if you always felt like you don't quite belong in this world, you're not imagining it, and you're definitely not alone. Like I've seen a lot of articles on this. I've seen a lot of articles. I've seen a lot of people on videos talk about this kind of stuff. You know, maybe you were a kid and you spent, school breaks alone, not because you weren't friendly enough, but because you're thinking about the bigger things in life. And like I said, I used to get labeled that, like the I used to be called an old soul. I used to be called granddad at school sometimes, because sometimes the things people talked about didn't really mean nothing to me. Or maybe you're an adult who sits in these meetings and you're wondering, like, is this really what life's all about? How many times have you done that, man? I know I've done that loads. You're in these meetings and they talk about all these projections and the partnerships and you know making a name for themselves in the sector, being disruptors in the space, all that kind of stuff. And you're just wondering, like, man, I just want to go home. Like, I just none of this means anything to me at all. I know people have felt that, or maybe you had friends and relationships. There's always been an invisible wall between you and that person, so it's always hard to connect to them on that deep level. I've lived here for 41 years, and for me, what I've come to understand is that feeling of belonging isn't a flaw. It isn't something where it needs medicating. It isn't something when you're just weird. It's not social anxiety. Well, it may kind of look like that sometimes. It's not depression, even though it can feel like that too to people and to yourselves. But it's not that. I've kind of come from my research and talking to people and watching videos and all this kind of stuff. I've come to the realization for myself that it's your soul recognizing that you've come here with a different blueprint to everyone else. So I want to ask you, like, have you ever felt you was born into the wrong time period, or like you feel like you're watching a world through a glass and you're not really there? You're there, but you're not really there. You know, do you ever have conversations and you just feel more lonely than ever? Maria says we don't live in a perfect world, but you have to make the best and do the work to stay happy. Yeah, you don't. I wouldn't say you have to do that. It makes life easier to do that for you to live in this construct. But I think what a lot of people are doing, and I've been guilty of this as well, is trying to reshape yourself to try and fit in. Trying to reshape yourself and mold yourself to fit a certain box because the person that you are doesn't really align with the society and its current constructs. Do you know what I mean? Um, so I said, hold on, I forgot my slide. Let me put my slide out. So this is the first one there, if you can see that. It's the outsider experience. When you know that you try to do engage in these conversations and listen, man, you really try to make a go. You go out and do all this stuff and you can have fun in it at the time, but you just know there's more things that mean more to you. Do you know what I mean? You just feel that there's more meaning to this and no one asks those questions. Everyone kind of just goes along to get along. So let me go to this next slide, and after this next slide I will go back to the comments and open up the phone line. So the gift of sensitivity. Now this is an interesting thing because a lot of people, when I say, you know, because this is about being sensitive, and I don't mean like, oh, he's like weak or, you know, like anything like that. Hear me out. Like, I want to talk about something that some of you people have experienced, that being too sensitive. Maybe people have told you you're too sensitive. And what I mean by that is, you know, when you walk into a room and immediately pick up on everything, you pick up on the tension between the people talking in the corner, or you pick up on the sadness that someone has, but they're trying to mask it with a smile. The energy just feels heavy and frantic, or it's just off. But you try to ignore it, but you can't. You just pick up on these things. That's what I kind of mean by sensitivity. Um, yes, so focus on that and go for what makes you happy and helps you to elevate. I see you, Maria. I see you. Um, so yeah, loud places. You go into loud places and it's draining. You ever go that? You ever try to go up to circus? And it's just like everyone's going around hustling, bustling, and it's just a lot. It's just like over. It's just over chaotic. You know, it's just crazy. You know, um, small talk you have where you could do it at work, and before it seems like you can kind of do it, and it seemed all right. You can mask it off, but now you do it. It feels hard to do that small talk. To talk about the printer, the printer ground floor work. Yeah, yeah, that one's working. Or the coffee machine. The coffee machine's back online now. Oh, yay! Like that's the kind of conversations they're having at workplace. They're like sending an email that everyone got and a message, and you'd hear them talk about it, like the water fountain. Yeah, it's offline again. What again? Oh my! I'm tired of this. This is the third time this week, and having proper conversations about it. And then someone comes in, and to be honest, I get Evian water, and oh, you get that water out of the bottle, and you know they're doing stuff like that. And then sometimes you can engage in it, but sometimes you just look back and like, man, like the world's in a real darkness. Man. Like I feel a lot of pain in it. Like I feel issues that we need to resolve. But everyone seems to get on with it, and it's like you struggle to. And you're like, why? Like I could do these conversations before. I could talk about Sarah in accounts, like, she'd been chatting to Joey, and they've sparked up a relationship, and and what's Judith saying? Oh, I think she's flirting with the office boss, and all these things. Like, you could have kind of done that before, but now it just feels like, it just feels like, yo, I don't even want. You're wasting my time even being here. Do you know what I mean? And and a lot of the times you're probably told to toughen up or not take things personally and all that kind of stuff. It's all right, okay. But to me, the truth is, you're not sensitive. You're not too sensitive. You're sensitively attuned. You're like one of those empaths. An empath that just feels things of others or just feels energy. That's what it is. It's like we've kind of been put on this world and we have a brightness, a light, and it's not suited to the rest of society. There's a darkness here, but with this lightness, we're here to illuminate. We're here to maybe lead and show that things could be done in a different way. But the majority of people are not like that. So then it makes us feel isolated. The herd, we're against the herd, and the herd do things a different way. They just go, they're running the mill. So then you struggle. You try to fit in because listen, when you feel like that, it does make things harder for you. I'm not gonna lie and say, oh, things are great. It makes it a lot harder for you. But you're kind of been put on this earth to be a trailblazer, and society tries to question that, to dull it. Your nervous system is picking up frequencies that most people don't even register. You're not just feeling your own emotions, you're feeling and reading other people's. You know, you're like an energetic sponge. Um, Let me go to the comments. Let me go because I don't want to. I was accused before of just going on and on. So let me go to the comments and see what people are saying. Uh, Lisa Flamino Virgo says, I felt like an outsider since I was very small. You were probably attuned. You were probably awoken. You probably saw things in a different light. And general people, the run of the mill, everyday people, the herd, don't see things like that. So you felt different about yourself, and you try to probably fit in because you do that when you're outside and you try to fit in to do certain things. But then at the same time, it's just not working because you're going against your true nature. You're put on this earth to be a trailblazer, to weigh this heavy crown on your head, and to do something with it. You know, appreciate that, man. M2722. Appreciate that, man. One of the most realest YouTubers. Yeah, I'll probably agree. um, I know now why I was born. Right, freaking now. My soul, family, right now. Yeah. I've never felt like I belonged here. I am an old soul trapped in a young man's body. I like writing poetry, and my pen name is Persuasious Outcast Extraterrestrial, mainly because I don't belong. I've said that right. I don't know. Man, you know what? That's real, man. So you write poetry. That's the thing, and you say that to a lot of people, man. They think, "Oh, weirdo, innit?" Like they'd be like, "Oh, that's good," but they're thinking, "Yeah, nah, it's doing this fancy, weird things." That's what the majority would think of something like that, you know. Um, I was born to bring truth with laughter. Maybe, yeah. That's the thing, man. You're probably born with something, and it just doesn't fit in. Well, think about this society, man. Like it's a society where the average girl can be propped up as someone that's to be inspirational from being on OnlyFans and basically 3 or 4 in yourself, and that's what society deems as a good thing. That's what they put on ITV and that Bonnie Blue and just like say, look at this businesswoman. You see all these people on Oxford universities talking and advising people, and all these students are watching. Like this is our society we're in. This is a society now where you're a man that's weak is praised, strength is seen as discussed, especially men's strength is seen as a dangerous. male toxicity. So this society that we're living in isn't suited to what we have to bring in it. It's for something else, and we try to. A lot of us try to shape ourselves in that vein, but we're not supposed to, man. I'm happy with who I am. God has cursed me or blessed me to see the world for what it really is. And you know what, man? It's a curse that is a gift and a curse, isn't it? Because, like I'm saying, like I'm not kidding anyone. When you see the world like this, it does make things harder. You wish you could just go out drinking, go to the rave, the nightclub, talk about, I even know at the workplace the third quarter, and oh, you tried pad thai down the new shop open around the corner, and that would get you by, and then you do the same thing next week, the next day, and you go and you watch all the programs everyone else watches, and you gossip about the programs everyone watches, and that makes you happy. It's probably easier to live like that, but you're not here for that. We're not here for that, and I think it's about time we just embrace that, man. Do you know what I'm saying? We're here to walk a different path. You know, not interested about fitting in. Used to mean a lot as a youngster, man, but not nearly 40. Wish I realized younger. Same, same, same. I literally the same thing. The same thing. Let me continue. I'm gonna continue a bit, then I'll put the phone line on. Um, yeah. So let me go back into this. So I wanted to talk about like you being at where was I? Let's go about energy. Yeah, yeah, your energy. You soak up the energy like a sponge. You know, you're like um you're like a radio. Um, yeah, you're like a radio that could pick up more stations than the average person. Most people are tuned into a few channels, a couple channels, i.e., the daily grind, surface level stuff. What's right in front of them now? But us, we're picking up on everything, the underlying currents, unspoken truths, the stuff people don't want to acknowledge or try to avoid. This is why you can't stand fake people or shallow conversations, only for small talk. Crowds exhaust you. You ever had people? Let me ask you something. You ever had that one when you're talking to someone, right? It's you and them, and you having a good conversation, and other people get into it, and all of a sudden, you just feel awkward to speak. Have you ever had that? Like you're good at like when it's one on one, but when it's like a bunch of people that come into a conversation, you notice that you don't even speak anymore, or you don't speak as much as before. You feel uncomfortable. But it's not because you're antisocial. That's what I used to think. I was antisocial. It's not because of that. It's because you're absorbing energies and a lot of stuff is going on up there. That's why, as well, you need time to recharge, take your time off things. But they say, oh, you're just an introvert. You're just a weird introvert. No, because you need to clear out all that energetic noise that you just gathered. That's why sometimes you just like to be alone. No phone calls, no people. And not like you hate people. You hate your friends. You hate your family. You just need space. And when nature feels healing, natural environments, it's because they have a cleaner, clearer frequency, and they desensitize you. They kind of erode all of that noise in you. Do you know what I mean? And also, you've got the spiritual, like spiritual. You're spiritually homesick or homesickness. Do you know what I mean by that? It's kind of this kind of weird one, and this may go a bit left field. Um, but before, let me see. Life after 40, Sammy Tech. Life after 40. How often do you step out, like clubbing, etc.? Funny enough, I'm going to something tomorrow, but it's for someone's birthday, so I have to go. But not often. I don't really go out, not like I used to. So yeah. Sorry. So I'll see. Yeah, spiritual home sickness. So you ever had this? Because I have these things. I want to talk. I want to know if people have this as well. Do you ever have this kind of ache in your chest or this kind of feeling like you're missing something, but you don't know what it is? You can't name it. It's not a person. a specific place or anything like that, but it's something. Maybe sometimes feel like, you remember, like, or you think of like ancient temples or forests or places with magic like Harry Potter, or you have that in your head, like you used to be there, and that them places feel more like home to you. The mystic places feel more like home to you than where you live now. Now I know I'm losing people with that. I've had that. But I was checking this out, this kind of feeling of being homesick, and but I checked out, and 60 to 70 people, 70% people, reported experiencing the same thing, like this nostalgia for some place they've never been to before, or maybe they've been in their spirit. Now I was looking this up, and it's actually called soul memory. I think it's soul memory or something like that. I think soul memory. I'm not sure. Um, where your spirit remembers another lifetime or other worlds or places that your spirit has been, and they carry like an echo, like an imprint on your soul, where you were connected to people in maybe lands with different ways of life. Maybe they did have magic there, which is kind of why I believe a lot of people, like, you notice how you and other people, like, you're into fiction and the science fiction and magic and all these kind of things, and that kind of feels more normal to you. That's why you say all these people that they call geeks or nerds, they have all this science fiction, because that feels like more like home. Some I've looked at some cultures saying that's your soul, like, aching because it's been to a place that we don't understand, and they don't talk about. There's this thing I want to share with you. This article that kind of where is it? That kind of, it talks about it. Hold on, let me just share this article with you. Hold on. Where is it? Okay, let me share an article with you. It kind of talks about this. Share screen. Okay, so hopefully you can see this. Okay, the psychology. Okay, and Anamoya, if that's the right way of saying it. The psychology behind feeling nostalgic for a time you've never known. Do you find yourself longing for the magic of yesteryear, even when you've not been there yourself? You're not alone. A psychologist explains why. The term nostalgia was coined by a Swiss doctor in the 17th. Okay, we'll skip all that. That's not different. Okay, that's not so different from how we use the term to refer to thinking profoundly or wistfully of the past, such as places you've never been or you've known. In fact, psychologists have shown that nostalgia of this kind has various psychological benefits, such as countering feelings of loneliness or existence anxiety. But a yearning for a past that you never actually experienced is different. Traditionally, psychologists thought of nostalgia as being based on the person's recollections of their own experience, which makes it difficult to fit what you've described into their account. More recently, however, the philosopher Professor Philippe de Brigard at Duke University have proposed that nostalgia is broader and includes your yearnings. The Brigade was inspired to research on memories that shown its creative process. When you recollect memories, it's not like you're looking up recordings of what happened. It's more like the brain creates a simulation of those past events. In this way, Dr. De Brigade argues that nostalgia can be based on memories, simulations, or pleasant past experiences, but doesn't have to be. Given the role of imagination and memory, he says it's not a huge leap to propose that nostalgia can also be based on imagine positive past experiences. So basically, they go on talking about that. But I'd go further and say I don't think it's imagination, because you got to remember, man, a lot of these people, it's all left brain. If you can't, if your eyes don't see it, it's never happened. That's kind of what these people go on. If your eyes don't see the thing, it never happened. But I believe these things really occur. I believe our souls have been in other places, man. You know, um, So yeah, there's something I wanted to drop in there. Let me go to the chat and then I'll open up the phone lines. I want to continue with another slide. So let's go to the comments. Um, so yeah, loud places with big crowds drain me. I prefer nice peaceful walks, enjoy nature and solitude. Facts. Small talk must be tough if you work in an office. I consider myself lucky. I work for a van only with people I have real conversations with. Yeah, that's a lot better. When I used to work for in a car though, man, I used to enjoy the conversations a lot more. It just was more legit, more real. Um, Sometimes when I'm watching a friend that's a tarot reader, it freezes up a lot when I'm talking to her. Weird, funny. All right, okay. I don't know. Maybe I caught the end of that conversation. Um, Most people cringe at poetry, but a colleague at work is like a supporter of mine. He encourages me that I should do more with it. It surprises me. Yeah, listen, these are the kind of people you need to. These are the kind of people you need to surround yourself with. People that encourage you to do these kind of weird and quirky things that would seem like weird and quirky, but it's not. Um, Granny P, Maria, man. Oh, thanks for liking the live. Thanks for liking the live. Um, you wouldn't get the mission if you weren't the one for the battle. Exactly. This is it. I don't think you'd be called. I don't think you'd have this if you weren't the one. Well, let me change that. I think sometimes, I think you probably are the one for the battle, but I think some people can't take it. And these are the people that experience this and then check out early because they can't take these feelings. They can't take the isolation of thinking differently to everyone else. Do you know what I mean? Um, let's see. Let's see. Yes, and then it becomes about the ego and convo, not real import. Um, I think we have a longing for how humans should be. Yeah, yeah, we do. Because I don't think we know. I don't think these are the humans that we're supposed to be. I don't think this is the right path that we've taken. But I think that's been done on our behalf. I think someone has redirected us, or something has redirected us personally. I've had that homesick feeling. I've always had nostalgia for the continent of America. I always joke about my wife saying I have Irish blood, but I am spiritually American. Yeah, maybe your spirit was somewhere else. Maybe. Tracy Joe Hill says every day. Uh, oh man, I love watching old black and white movies and nostalgia for those times. The times my grandparents wandered the earth. Yeah, man. Those movies are great. Those movies are wonderful. You know what? I'm gonna open up the phone lines if anyone wants to call in. Let me just put the number up. Let me just open up the phone lines. If someone does want to call in, you don't have to, but you can if you want. Don't feel shy. Call in. You want to talk about this, or you agree with what I'm saying, or you don't agree with what I'm saying. I got a voicemail on this. Okay, let me know. I don't mind. We can chop it up, but let me know. Actually, I'm going to put the phone number. So if you want to call in, the phone number is 07521 398 982. Let me continue. Oh gosh, what happened there? What did I do there? Oh, you can't see the next slide. Can you see the next slide? Okay, but now you can't. Can you see me? Yeah. Okay, so I want to talk about the autopilot world. Um, I want to talk. Yeah, this is what I want to talk about: the autopilot world, the world of people that we're amongst. Um, so yeah, the autopilot world. Um, I mean, most people are. Hold on, and we've got on that. We've got a call. So let's take the call. Hold on 1 second. Oh yeah, we got you. Hello.
Hello.
How's it going? How's it going?
Yeah, not bad, not bad.
How are you enjoying this week? This wet and rainy, dark week. Are you enjoying it?
I'm working outside, so not
Ah,
really, no.
what do you do?
I do building work. I've rang a few times before.
Yeah, yeah, I know. I know. What's your name?
It's Ryan.
Ryan. Okay, okay, Ryan.
It was funny last time because someone come up on the screen and the woman that you got in thought it was me asking the question as well as asking the question on the screen. Although it's a completely different person.
You know what? I vaguely remember that.
She got a bit confused,
Yeah, yeah, I
but
vaguely
it
remember
was
that.
fun.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, okay, so what do you want to say, man?
Yeah, basically, like all that you're describing is like a spiritual awakening, isn't it? I think.
Yes, 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 it is. It is. I'm sort of describing the spiritual awakening, and I'm describing some of the pains that happen through that spiritual awakening when you're, I wouldn't say trying to fight it, but you're kind of,
Yeah, well, the period a lot of the times a period before spiritual awakening is called, and I don't know if you've heard of it, a dark night of the soul.
yes, I have heard of that. I heard of
Yeah, which a lot of people go through. Like they have a traumatic experience, and it brings them awake to the world and the way they behave and the way they perceive things.
Yeah. Did you have such a thing happen to you? Such an event?
I did, because I was very much like the people that I see now are like sort of asleep. I used to be one of them people.
Yeah.
And then I had this strange experience where I just couldn't get out of bed for a week or a couple of weeks, and I sort of shone away from everything. And then gradually my mind changed, and now I just feel different about everything.
Right, right. So, what with this awakening? Did you ever try and fight it, or did you ever think, "Oh, I just want to be how I was
No,
before"?
because I knew it was sleep. Well, at first I thought I was losing my mind, legit losing my mind, and then I had to Google all the things, all the symptoms, and then I come to realize what was happening because I knew it was too strong to fight it. I just knew I had to go with it. And when I looked at all the things online, it said just go with it, and you'll come out the other end like a better version of yourself.
Okay. And what about the people around you? How did it change their perception of you? Do you feel?
Um, Not a few people said I come across different, but I don't think they know because it sounds derogatory, but where they're still like asleep in a sense, they don't notice the difference because they're just wrapped up in their own things. You know what I mean?
Right. Interesting. Okay. Because usually what I've
Yeah.
heard is when you have that, and you
Sorry.
start usually, well, for me, let me say for me, I've had the same thing, and I remember I tried to get people on board and tried to let people know about this and that, and I think they were kind of like, I had that impression that they're like, yeah, I don't know about this, man. Like I was like, and it looked to be a bit different. I quickly learned, oh yeah, okay, everyone's sort of ready for this. Like
Yeah.
especially with the whole
It
lockdown,
almost comes across a bit hippie, doesn't it? Like you're a hippie, you're like I don't know.
yeah, they kind of it feels like they're scared of what you tell them because they like they're getting what they're getting. They're getting comfort. They're getting
Yeah.
like that's that sheep getting
Something that really helped me was listening to or even reading The Power of Now by
yeah
Eckhart Tolle.
yeah
That's
yeah
touches on that on a lot on this subject of you know
yeah. I've heard of the book. I
what
haven't
you're
read it.
discussing.
I haven't read it, but I've watched some of his stuff, man. And yeah, it is the power of now. It's like what can you do in this moment in time? I try to live by that because if you like, you can't start thinking about things that happen. You kind of have all these regrets or these anguishes or these hates or all this stuff. But if you kind of think, okay, that was then. What can we do about it
Yeah,
now? You've had this problem. Like,
yeah,
let's say your car, something happens to your car, and then instead of like before, I'd
yeah,
be like, oh man, next week I'll be pissed off about it. I'm like, listen, this is the problem. It's happened. It's damaged. What can I do now to
yeah,
solve it? I've just got to work in the now. And it kind of makes things a bit easier,
yeah,
you know.
definitely. But I feel like that's a common theme with a lot of your videos, like what you said. I think a problem with the world now is people aren't in the now, are they? They're always in the future or the past. They're not. People aren't present
Yeah.
like they were.
Yeah, yeah.
But
That's this. You know what? There's this thing that my daughter does, man, and then it's really cool. It's actually quite alarming, but we and my partner would be on our phone sometimes. So we're just on our phone checking something, and then she'll come to us. She'll go, "Wake up," because we have our eyes down. She thinks like we're sleeping in it, like our eyes are closed. She's like, wake
yeah,
up," and it's kind of like, yeah, we're kind of in our phones. It's like, no, wake up, get off your phone, give me the attention, be present in the now. So sometimes I still
yeah,
live in, we have our phones, and you get into the loop and you start scrolling and it's like, no, wake up, be in the now, So I find that quite
yeah.
profound, man. So
But it's very hard. It's very hard. You must get. Obviously, you're in an office environment, or you was. To like you say, when you have a conversation with people, if half the conversations are just about rubbish, and they're so hard to, I can't get involved in a conversation like that. A lot of people can just do it, like, or you're down the pub and you're talking about football, and to me, it's boring and pointless, and I struggle to. It feels fake to me to do the conversations.
yeah, same. With small talk, the football one I can get with. I can do it for a bit. But once we've gone
Yeah,
past that and boxing and stuff, then it's like other small things. I'm like, yeah, I can't do it anymore. Like you just had me at the football, I can get by that. Do you know what I'm saying? But when it
yeah,
gets to then it gets mundane, and I was a lot better at doing it before. But as far as I've gone older, I just my patience for like small talk is lessening, man. It's getting worse and worse. So I probably appear awkward. It's just that I don't like, I'm not anti person. I'm not weird or anything like that. I just, these small things that we're talking about, like I was the example. I remember that happening when it was a big thing because the water cooler, the water, yeah, it broke. So the whole on the ground floor, on our floor, the water was off basically. So we had to go to the next floor to get some fresh water. But it's like this big
yeah,
thing about water, They really talk about it as, oh, and what bottle do you get? And oh, I like that. You know what I like? It's tangy, that water. It's like, oh yeah, and then it's all that kind of stuff. And I'm just like, I'm just not present with it anymore, man. Like the printer, like literally, you think all those jokes about the print, talk about the printer. They literally talk about the printer. Like, oh yeah, that printer on ground floor is working again. Oh, I was wondering when that was going to be online again. And like, oh yeah, it's just like it's just mate, like that's
yeah. Almost like you're in the. It's almost like you're in a comedy sketch and they can't see it. Like,
they can't see it, man. You're the only one that can see it. But when I used to work for Ocado, delivery driving, and like you said, you had more real conversations. It just seemed that people just more. I don't know. We just seemed that we're all trying to get the same thing. Maybe not seeing the world the same, but we're trying to get money. We're trying to do the deliveries. It just feels more. It felt more normal. But I've noticed in the office environment, it's very different. I've noticed that it may pay better, but it's a
yeah.
very different environment, a very cold environment for me
Oh
anyway.
yeah,
Very very fake, more fake. That's a good way to describe it, more fake.
yeah.
But yeah, man. But anything else you want to say?
No, that's not. That's it, really. Just I feel like when you're like you say with yourself and with other people, when you can't once you're on this. I guess it's a path. It's a journey. You have to like just go with it and accept it. You can't fight it. Like you just even if it means being around less people, you'll have a better time
Yeah,
than if you're searching for something that just doesn't isn't sort of congruent with yourself. You know.
yeah. You could be around loads of
Yeah,
people and feel lonely, more lonely than before, actually, because you're with all these
yeah.
people and you just can't get yourself in there. You know what I mean? So you feel worse than you did before. So yeah, it's interesting. But mate, yeah, thanks for the call, man. Really appreciate
No,
that.
no
Good
worries.
chat. Yeah.
Bye.
Speak again. Bye bye. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, lovely chat there, man. Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, definitely. When I was working in a car, though, it was a lot. It was a lot more. I don't want to say normal, but it's yeah. Can I say normal? I don't know. Yeah, maybe I should. Yeah, it was. It did feel normal. Um, let's. Okay, let me go to. Let me just get through this slide. So hold on. Let me. 'Cause I want to get into the next topic. And people, if you want to call in, you can call in, man. If you want to talk about anything at all. But I want to talk about this autopilot world. Um, yeah, so most people will go through this autopilot world. Following a paths that were kind of laid out for them. Go to school. I talk about it in some of my videos. Go to school, get the job, buy the house, follow the rules. And listen, there's nothing wrong with that. For me, if that's what you want to do, go do that. But for some of us, we can't do things like that. We can't do that normal route and then feel that yeah, we've accomplished what we need to accomplish in our life. Not because we're kind of rebellious or difficult to be around. It's because our souls are kind of wired for something else. We're the ones asking why this, why is that happening? When everyone else is kind of like stopped asking. Where we're the ones that feel the hollowness of the system and the fakeness of the system. Others are they just accept it without no question. And if you try and question it, you're the enemy to them. We're the ones that can kind of crave depth in a world, and this world champions surface level things. It champions it, you know, and this can be exhausting. I know it because you probably spent years, like I said, trying to fit into this world, man. Where they're having these meaningless conversations, doing it. You need to get a job, and when you get a job, you need to get a house. You need to get your mortgage, and when you need to have the kid, and when you get that, you just got to tick off all these things, and then that's it. Then you can die, and that's it. That was never just it for me. That was like, I just can't see myself doing that. I just feel that there's more to it than just doing the thing that everyone else does, you know? And, I'm always trying to question things. I don't take what they give me on TV, on the news and all that as gospel. But it seems like it's easier to take it and just like deal with it like that and just accept it. Let me answer this call. Hello.
Hello, how are you doing?
Oh, good, good, good. How are you?
I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. Listen, I got something to tell you, right?
Yeah.
It's just that UK is getting a bit run down, yeah, and the fact that it's alive still, the video.
It's live, yeah. Oh, if you
Yeah,
load
yeah.
me down
So
in
it's
the
just delayed a bit.
yeah, load me down in the background. I can hear the echo. It's weird. Hearing myself talk in the
Yeah, yeah,
background.
no, no, it's mad, isn't it? Because you can hear yourself in the
Yeah,
background, yeah, but we can hear the echo. But anyways, so yeah, the UK, right?
yeah,
We've been watching way too many sports. We've been watching way too many politics. We realize we're getting closer to US than the whole Europe and the whole world it is, right? I just feel like I just feel like, some of the world doesn't resonate towards the UK and the US, right? In terms of what we consume online, and we consume media, and so many slops we've gone through it before we realize that all of this is not good enough for us.
yeah. So, 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 have you? How do you feel? Do you feel that you've kind of awoken to that early doors, or did it take a long time for this to happen? Is it a recent awakening for yourself?
Well, I would say that this happens for a long time. It's only even 27 yet. That football is just getting expensive. The TV deals is just getting pricing up. It's like it's not really about the fans. It's all about consumers, and the football teams just like is a bit dead, and also celebrity gossip's going up. So it's like, yeah, yeah. Do I care about Brooklyn Beckham and the Bosch and Becks and stuff?
Yeah,
No. It's just that they're having family drama for years, and so many mad stuff is going on.
yeah,
And the fact that now we're forced to watch the articles and Donald Trump and stuff, it's all getting really painful. Yeah, and straight enough, I've been thinking about moving to Australia. Now I
oh,
might be just certainly that I might be, heading off soon because I just want to be away from, watching sports and watching everything, consuming, yeah, taking a lot of time, yeah, when we should be working ourselves, yeah, and
yeah,
not being depressed all the time, just getting angry at football when my Man United is just lost, yeah, and I don't really get angry, yeah. But so many people are angry in the UK because it's the only team that they care about, or maybe other teams, for example. It's like they take football too seriously when it's just football, yeah. There's other things matters, yeah. There's going on life that we can control instead of worrying about things that we can't control. I just feel like we are just watching too many slobs. We're watching too many celebrities just having a power over us when we should be making a deal and we should just like do what we want to do, take control of our lives, not the politicians, not the Premier League footballers, not the richest of the rich having all the autonomy
yeah.
whilst we're just sitting here reporting and slaving away by
I,
people that that don't even recognize us
I
and
tell
don't
you,
even have any like I don't know anything that's excites us. To be honest.
I tell you what, yeah, a few things you mentioned there. The one with the football that kind of sticks out to me. Um, it's funny actually. I'm funny enough. I'm an Arsenal supporter, so that'd be interesting on Sunday. But um, watching football now is very different to how it was before. Do you find it a bit? It's so robotic. Like, forget the whole. that put part to the side, that's taking up your time watching all these things. But football in general now seems very robotic and sterile. It's less about skill and individuality and brilliance. It's more about formula and patterns of play and systems. And so even some of the entertainment we're getting, it doesn't hit the same. Whether it's football, whether it's like you watch a trailer for a movie and you'd watch that before and get excited. You're watching it now, the trailer's like, oh, okay. It just feels like it's run its course, or maybe it hasn't. Maybe it's because we're changing. Maybe because we want deeper things. We want deeper connections. We want meaningful things. So maybe we've sort of outgrown them. But so yeah, it's an interesting way to look at that. But yeah, man, listen, if you need to get away, I thought about it. Where do you live now?
I just live in London, like
Okay,
you.
okay,
Yeah,
okay, okay.
and it's still hard to if you switch off the news. Yeah, it just feels like you're just not getting peace. Yeah, it's just like everything's empty, really, living in London, yeah. So people say switch off the news, yeah, okay, that's fine. But you're gonna feel empty by then, yeah, because you actually live in a city full of cubicles, and you feel like next to buildings, and you feel like next to billboards, you're next to advertisement, you're next to everything, you're next to capitalism, you're next to pictures, everything as well, and you just feel like you have to keep up to date with everything online, and you just have filled with nonsense and everything once you live in London. Even if you switch off your TV, you switch off a computer and social media, now you just feel nothing. You just feel like everything is just soulless, really.
Let me ask you something. It's a personal question. You don't have to answer if you don't want to. But do you believe in any religion or anything like that?
Okay, I believe in Allah.
You
Yeah,
believe in Allah?
I'm a
Okay.
Muslim. Yeah,
Okay.
but even as Muslim communities are start to become there's some young Muslims that are starting to get materialistic. They're starting to get Mercedes. They're starting to flex. They're starting just like going madness and going crazy as well. Except me because I support God. Yeah, I want to only. Yeah, I don't follow communities. But it's so hard sometimes to have few friends that are not into that stuff. They're not into road culture. They're not into nice and acting like the proper, hard on, and really, yeah, they should just do the decent things and just be yourself. Yeah, instead of like acting like you're part of part of the London community, isn't it? Maybe that's just me. Maybe it's just my view of living in my area of London for 20 years. To be honest, maybe that's just my opinion though.
Yeah, no, no. Listen, and listen. It's your opinion, and it obviously means something to you because you own that opinion. And listen, man, you can't do anything about these people. I've kind of figured out that all these things, the way people think, you can only control what you do, man. And I don't know about you, but I find like when things get hard, when I'm like, this doesn't mean anything, and I feel sometimes I feel low. Sometimes I feel like, man, like it just feels things feel hard, and I don't know where this going. I always try to pray to God, man. I always try to pray to a spirit and always try to like give me strength to keep going and to get through this. And I know better days will come and to try and do what I can, what little I can, to help things in my own life and my own family and stuff like this. But you can't help what your friends are like. I've realized that, man. They're going to be what they are. Maybe they need to find your way. Maybe they need to find their own way. But you need to leave them to that unless they come to you for advice. We just got to keep faith, man.
Yeah,
That's all you can
yeah. I'm
do.
still keeping my faith. I'm still keeping my faith, though. It can be really hard living in London, yeah.
No,
But
I
I'm not
can.
going to remove my religion just because a few, wrong uns are just, doing wrong things, yeah. I'm just want to get away, yeah. Just fighting with my own people, yeah. Try and find positive because, like, you actually, I don't get much friends, but you used to have it, but it's like some friends have gone, so it's just they are doing nothing. So that doesn't really help the situation. Me just like living in London, like for me, it's like trying to get away from the materialistic, new and shallow environment, going to a peaceful, calm environment that actually favors helps my environment, helps my spirit and mental health as well, you know, and just trying to see and just trying to also protect my habits of being sober, to be honest, yeah. First, I just moved to Manchester, see the place, yeah, and just lived there for a few years, and then I don't know, maybe I'll just see if I can try to get out of the UK because, like, long term, I shouldn't. I mean, it's not hard to live in live in the UK, but I bet there's many good quality stuff that you get to live long term outside of the UK because there's so many much beauty there's a lot of new things here that's going on than the whole UK, to be honest, right? Because UK isn't really everything. I think the world is really dramatically changed a lot of times. So now it's like you don't have to rely always the UK a lot of times, and particularly the America a lot of times. Even though America's big, but there's other countries that you can always go there and find some joy and peace into it, rather than just materialistic flexing, money, hustle, grind, and just necklace and bougie and all that in London.
Yeah, they don't impress me at all, man. Yeah, listen, wherever you want to go, I'd suggest. It's my advice. Just going on there, go there on a holiday or something like that. Just check out, see how you feel about it. Obviously, that isn't going to determine everything, but just go there and see what it's like before you move. That's what I would suggest. It's up to you, but yeah, man. Listen, don't let nothing stop you, man. Listen, we only got one life to live, and then that's that. All for what we know, and then that's it. Do you know what I mean? So man, you got to do what you got to do, man, to get the most out of this world. Literally, seriously, you've got to do what you've got to do to enjoy this world, man. We ain't supposed to be here just to suffer and be miserable, and then that's it. And what? That's it, and then you die. Like, no, that can't be it, man. I think we just need to search for our own happiness and what happiness means to us. So you've got to do what you got to do, man. Even if you think it could be a risk or something like that, then weigh up the pros and cons and make a decision, but make it your decision. That's what I'd advise. But yeah, man, lovely speaking to you, man. Good luck with that. A really good luck, and I hope you call again as well. I'd love to hear how you're going, how you doing, man, for these upcoming weeks.
That's cool. That's cool. And you too as well. I'm just hoping that maybe our mental health gets better. Maybe I just finally get to do what I gotta do. Yeah, and at least we can just leave London. At least, yeah, that's my main concern. And then after everything will be sorted itself, I think we will see what remains to be seen.
Okay, man. All right. Well, good luck with that. You take care.
Bye.
Right, see you.
Speak to you soon.
See you. Bye. Yeah, interesting call, man. What was that? Is that another interesting call, man? Good call. You just got to do what's right for you, man. I always say that. Like, you got to do it. This world is there to be enjoyed, man. I think so much of us are just, we're not really living, really. We're kind of just surviving and getting through, getting by. That's what a lot of us are doing. People need to put down their phones and do something constructive, create something, read books, garden, grow food, learn new skills. Definitely. I think that keeps you alive. I think that's good advice, actually. Really good advice, John Paul. Really good advice. Definitely, I would suggest that. Think about things I used to enjoy as a child and try to bring those interests back into my adult life, like Lego. Yeah, you can do that, man. I heard this. I was playing this song, Final Fantasy 8 song I used to play on my PS2, and it just brought back so much memories of a simpler time when I was there playing the games, and my mum would be in the kitchen or somewhere doing whatever. And yeah, man, I'd just be there playing. And Friday after school it'd be a longer time for me to stay up. So because the weekends I'd have longer time to play on my game, and just hearing that it brought me right back. I was like, yo, those were simple times, man. Those were they were simple times. I really enjoyed those times, man. They were good times. So yeah, sometimes trying to find something that just brings you joy, whatever that looks like to you, whatever that looks like to you, man. You know. So yeah, let me. Did I have another? I had another slide, right? Let me just finish the other slide. So we've gone through the autopilot world. I've got one more slide I want to go into. The freedom of belonging. Yeah, the freedom of belonging. So I just want to say, we are strangers in this world. We're like not strangers, we're like travelers in this world, but we're kind of passing through. I believe our true home is heaven, and heaven's whatever you want it to look like. It's the source, it's whatever heaven looks like to you, but it's just where our bodies, where our souls return. Peter talks about this, and Hebrews, they talk about that. The journeyman, the exile, who doesn't have like a lasting city. They're just seeking their way home. And that's what we're like, the journeyman. You know, when you understand you're not, when you understand you're a stranger in a foreign land, you're not a resident here, man. I think everything kind of changes. Your priorities change in your life. It's actually freeing when you think like this. That's what I try to think of. That this is not my home. I'm just a traveler here. You know, your worries lighten when you think like this. Your purpose becomes clear. You know, you stop grasping at these temporary trinkets and temporary titles and things, and you fix your eyes on what's really important, and that's just enjoying life. So, when I talk about all this stuff, I'm not saying it's not a permission to check out of life, man. I'm not trying to be a doom and gloom and, say if we're not supposed to be here, but so that's it. I'm not trying to say that at all. I'm trying to say be in that light, let your light shine, and know that you're just a traveler here. So that way, everything here doesn't mean a lot to us. It doesn't mean the most of what we think it means. These titles, I need to be executive this, or I need to get this money and all that kind of stuff. When you think that you're a traveler, when you feel that you're just passing through, it frees you from the world's demands. You know, accumulating possessions. You can't get with that anymore. You don't care about that like you did before when you start thinking like this. Being a stranger here doesn't mean you're useless as well. Like, love your fellow man and love your fellow woman, but don't worship these people's approvals on what you want to do, on what you want to be. Work hard, but not to make money. Don't make money your god. So work hard to attain it, but don't look up to it like it's your god. You can enjoy the gifts, but know that these gifts and things can come and go. Sometimes being a stranger in this world, it can be lonely at times and it hurts at times. Feeling like you don't fit in, um, but it's not a sign that you're doing something wrong. It's just evidence that you belong to another kingdom, another place. That's all that is. Keep your eye on God, man. Do you know what I mean? And know that your light is there for a reason. You were given this tool for a reason. I just want to that was the last slide, and I think I'm going to oops, no, I'm not going to crop. I'm going to stop, of course. I think we've come to the end, but before I go, so we'll stop the pause there. Let me just turn this off here. But thanks for the people that called, man. I hope you've enjoyed that. But I kind of want to finish this with like a prayer or something. Let me just say a prayer. I feel like I should just I just want to pray, because sometimes this is what I do. Sometimes I go and, like that guy was talking about, I don't know how often he prays and stuff like that, but I find that kind of helps at times, man. Reading a passage in the Bible or just praying. You don't have to pray where it's like, formulaic and stuff. You just pray like you mean it. So, so God, I just want to say, God, thank you, for calling on us from the darkness to the light. Give us the strength to remember that we're not broken. We're just in a broken world, and that we will return to the source again. Keep giving us the strength to, to shine our light, to have the fortitude and strength to be different, to be able to accept our differences, maintain our values in a valueless society. Strengthen us when we feel lonely, when we feel down and out, when we feel low, when we feel discouraged. And help us to remember that, this is only an experience that we're having. We're having an experience, and this is just a lesson for our souls to learn before we return home. Yeah, you know, this yeah, man. Just know it's just an experience we're having, people. That's all it is, and we need to get the most out we can of this experience. We can we can experience it, but we don't have to be tied down to this world. We can experience and learn and just have all these just have all these experiences that we have, but just know there's more to it, more that we are destined for more, man. I think when you think like that, I think when you remember that and you speak to God about that, I think it does give you strength. But it gives me strength, man, to kind of like, when you're feeling, because not every time you're going to fill up. Sometimes it's going to get you down. Sometimes a bit tough. Some days a bit, a bit gritty. And sometimes it's good to remember. Do you know what I mean? Like, remember, like, listen, we're given a purpose. And the one that, this live is talking to, we were given that light, and it's a heavy crown that we have to wear. It's a heavy purpose that we have to bear, and it makes life difficult. But we're given that for a reason, man. We were given that for a reason. I believe to change lives. I believe to spread our light. I believe we're needed, and we were chosen for whatever reason. So yeah, man. Let me just go for a few comments, and we will wrap things up. So, Mum of Many says, therefore I tell Matthew 6:25. Therefore I tell you, do not worry about your life, what you will eat or drink, or about your body, what you will wear. It's not life more than food, and the body more than clothes. Amen. Something is definitely wrong with people. They are rude, can't communicate, and fearful. We all just have to be calm and not react. Definitely that, man. Definitely rude. Everyone's racing. Everyone's racing, man. Everyone's so in a rush. It's crazy. Yeah. So yeah. And then we are on the plane journey home. Chosen ones suffer a lot. The most aware are the ones that feel the most pain, I think. Yeah, definitely. Definitely, man. Yes, we all have a purpose, and when we cleave to the Most High, He shows us what that is. Yeah, I think we do, man. I think we do. Just remember yours. We all have one, even though the world may tell you that it's not because it don't fit in with, I don't know, having the biggest muscles or being an alpha male or stud or being able to twerk or whatever, all these things that the society tells you. That's what it means to be a valued person, a valued woman or valued man in society. Like, that's all surface level crap, man. That ain't it. God gave you things within, man. And that power, it's tough to have, it's tough to bear, but you're picked because you're supposed to bear it for whatever reason. Only you can find that out, or only you can know that. Some people don't know it; they have to find it out. So yeah, and I think we will leave it there, people. I hope you've enjoyed. I hope you've had a good one. I hope you enjoyed this topic. I've appreciated the comments that you've had. Some really good comments, some great phone calls, some great chats. I thanks everyone sort of joining in and tuning into the live. Really appreciate that, man. I think it was a good live, and I really appreciate the support that you've given me. Let me do the YouTubey stuff. So, videos on YouTube every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and a live stream either Fridays or Saturdays every week. Also post on TikTok, on Instagram, and Facebook. So check that out. Videos that you don't see on YouTube. Also have my Patreon. Now, I haven't done a member live because I need more people to be on that. But yeah, just sign up to the Patreon. I have videos on there every week that you won't ever see on YouTube, and some of them are a bit more personal. Or they will be getting a lot more personal in the next few weeks. So yeah, sign up to the Patreon, man. It's definitely cheaper than fish and chips. Definitely cheaper than that. I bought fish and chips the other day. I spent about, it was like 10 quid for a fish. And what was the chips? 3? No, that was like £4. I couldn't believe the prices, man. I feel like I've been in another world. Anyway, yeah, it's cheaper than that. So check that out, man. And yeah, man. Please give it a like. Please give this video a like, not just in the comments, but when the video ends, please give it a like on YouTube, a like, subscribe if you haven't already. Also hype the video as well. After this is done, hype the video, please. That helps something. I don't know what the hell it helps, but it helps something. And yeah, people, I'm gone, man. So have a good evening, a good afternoon, a good morning, wherever you are watching this from. And I will see you again in the next time. Stay blessed, people. Peace.